Oh, dark chocolate, pipe tobacco, figs.
Look at this arm.
Oloroso.
Oloroso.
This seems a little off again, I don't know why. Welcome to the Whiskey Tribe. Best whiskeys you've never heard of. Now, unless you're like deep into the nerdy whiskey stuff, you've probably never heard of these.
Well, and honestly, some of these, you may have seen them on the shelf and you may recognize them, but you may not know what's in the bottle or what's actually being done to create it.
We're gonna go through just a handful of those whiskeys.
Now, we really picked a list of things we wanted to drink. This is one you're gonna be excited about. You ready?
Yeah.
We're moving into Malt, we're moving into the Northwest, and we're saying hello to Westland, specifically their sherry cask release.
Yes. So,
Okay.
say nothing. Pour this for Brianna.
You almost forget my
Welcome
name.
Center,
Don't worry about it.
welcome Center girl.
Brianna, the left-handed Welcome Center girl.
Well, it's me.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
This gives me like a, like you're cooking outside. It's just it's kind of wet, but in a nice way, like a desert wet. Doesn't make any sense.
What's that, Burning Man?
Yeah, here at Burning Man.
That's desert wet.
Try drinking that and
Wow.
see what stands out to you. Oh yeah.
That one I'm getting kind of peppery too. Weird.
Coffee and some nuttiness.
I get the nutty.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Rex likes the best about those Northwestern malts. And Deerhammer, actually.
Deerhammers. It's
Okay,
all
there
Colorado,
comes
yeah.
the coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit
There it
later.
is. And then there's all the things that the sherry cask brought. All those dark fruit notes, that slight sulfuric,
It's
musty,
like a flavored coffee though, like hazelnut or something.
barley forward grain thing.
So as much as Balcones has kind of a flavor profile that you can find through a lot of their bottles.
Right.
Westland is a very similar way.
Same, yeah,
Which
yeah.
is why I like so many Westlands, because I find that nuttiness.
No matter what they do.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing, I tested this theory because, you know, you can get Westland almost anywhere. So I was standing in the aisle today,
Yes.
getting a couple of bottles that we were low on for a shoot. And some guy walked up, he's like, "Hey, are you Daniel Whittington from the Whiskey Vault?" And it's like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." So I talked to these guys. One guy, total whiskey nerd. His buddy was with him helping him pick up a bottle. I was like, "Hey, do you like whiskey?" And he was like, I kind of dig Bullet bourbon, I guess.
Right.
And I said, "Well, we're shooting an episode called The Best Whiskeys You've Never Heard Of." And he's like, "Oh, what's on it?" So I named the list. The whiskey guy knew all of them.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
His buddy, zero.
Oh.
Didn't even know Westland.
Good list.
Had never heard of, but he was like, "Yeah, I like whiskey. What do you drink? Bullet?"
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
If you're the whiskey people,
Right.
then you can see these on the shelf. These
Sure.
are accessible at some level.
Well-
but the people who always go back and get their Elijah, or they get their Beam, or they get their Bullet, or they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that's who
Yeah.
this list is for. Explore craft. Let's move to what I called my favorite bourbon of 2020. I just went out and just was like, this is it. We tried this on the show, and I thought, yeah, that's the one. This is Starlight Distillery, which is the distillery at Huber Family Winery.
Sure.
This is their bottled in bond bourbon, finished in sherry casks, and I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's Oloroso sherry.
Oloroso.
But this is a sherry cask bourbon. This is the closest to Scotch that I've ever had in a bourbon.
This is the most important thing Brianna needs to know about this. You have to say the Oloroso correctly.
Okay.
Oloroso.
Oloroso.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's-
was more up here.
Yeah.
More down here.
Oloroso.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It does have that vegetal note, that sort of green grass vegetal.
Whoa, that's
But it's
weird.
dominated by sherry, musty fruit and dark
Sweet.
figs.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I like this better than the last
It's a
one. though.
bourbon with
clear.
fig notes. Who knew
It
you
is
could do that?
Clearer. Yes.
Right? Right? Come on. Cheers.
Got some outside in there.
Oh, dark chocolate, pipe tobacco, figs, and then your classic caramel
Yeah.
and cherries, cut green grass,
Yeah.
and barrel char
Yes.
toast.
Yeah, I'm not getting as much of the sweeter as I am the
wood.
earthier,
Yeah,
grassier,
those darker,
woodier.
funky, musty notes
Yeah,
are lingering.
yeah.
It's like a very clingy, a natural vanilla. Not any kind of like dessert frosting, sugary vanilla, but like a natural
Yeah.
vanilla.
These guys are in Indiana.
Yeah, for anybody that's looking to go exploring in a category, but you don't know what to try outside of just like the big, giant, obvious brands, that's the point of this episode. And damn, if you can get your hands on that,
Yeah.
it's a great representation of American whiskey.
There's like a little chai in this.
Oh,
You get that?
Yeah,
Well done.
Little chai back there.
Well done, you.
Just a little bit, little chai.
Are we back to accents again? Is that what we're doing?
Always.
It's the chai accent.
It's the
Yeah,
chai.
that's the Dick Van Dyke accent.
Is it now?
We're bringing it back home to Texas
Okay.
with Balcones, but not just any Balcones.
Let's play a drinking game with Daniel.
Okay.
If he ever says the word balcones,
Okay.
then we have to take 3 drinks.
3.
All right. Not just any. How many are we doing here?
Full one.
Okay. This is their rye, and it's unlike any rye that you have had. And as a matter of fact, that was their explicit desire. Gabe sent me a whole write-up on it. He said, when we were starting to put together our own rye, we wanted to do something that nobody else had, like, it wasn't what everyone else was doing with it.
Yes.
Turned out to be Elben rye, mixed with a specialty rye. And then, like 2 years old, they sort of switched forward. In the future, this is gonna be bottled in bond, but this one right here is like 15 months old.
15 months.
15 months, and look at that color and that nose, right?
That's just ridiculous.
I mean, that is coffee.
Look at that. 15 months.
Yeah, that is so coffee.
Right? Coffee bean
grounds.
and
Yeah.
molasses
Wow.
and oak.
There's a little pepperiness to the wood, too.
Yes.
It smells like the tobacco, like
Yeah.
the cigar paper.
Yeah.
It does not smell like
Interesting.
the stereotypical rye. So specifically, you're not finding licorice, anise. You're not finding super herbal notes.
Yeah.
Even like that classic rice spiciness.
Or like eucalyptus and menthol or anything like that.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
There's that dried wood, tannic oil.
Salty.
It is
Ooh, it gets salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it finishes salty. And then on the way, it's like butterscotch and sawdust. Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty wild, huh?
This is not a rye that you reach for if you love classic rye flavors, because that's not going to deliver. But if you just want to see what the rye category can deliver whenever it starts coloring outside the lines, damn.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. That's enough Balcones.
Bye.
This is how you get the company, you know that. Just say balcones, balcones.
Just say Balcones?
Yes.
Okay.
See, you guys can't do the chin thing.
Do you think I can do a chin
You
thing?
have beards.
You know, why do you think I have a beard?
You're having to work really hard
Guts.
to create that.
It's called skin.
I'm just full of skin.
This is a recent one for Rex and I when we stumbled onto the Leopold brothers.
Yeah, the special still.
And Todd sent us a bottle, thank you,
Yes.
of this 3-chamber still rye. But this is the oiliest rye you will ever pick up in your life.
And it's the nature of the 3-chamber still,
Right.
which they haven't been using since pre-prohibition, I think.
Right.
What do you smell on this?
I smell like damp hay and like a little bit of a, like in that same general area, a little cornfield.
Yeah, yeah. And
But
there's,
after it rained, you know?
there's like a sweet tea and molasses.
I see, okay, a little sweet tea.
Yeah, dusting of what is cinnamon? Some type of baking spice in
I
there.
almost get like a pancake batter.
Oh, I see, all right. I see what you did there.
Ooh, taste the hay.
Yeah. It smells like a bouquet of some sort.
The finish just goes for days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't a light, delicate, simple, a vanilla note that's kind of watered down so you can have it be smooth. I mean, this is so layered, so complex. And then what's the proof on that?
At 100 proof.
I smell the cola when I go
Yeah, you see
back
what I
to
mean?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that mostly in the empty glass. Smell that.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean?
Like a craft cola
Just
type of deal?
explodes
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
glass. Yeah. Rex, you're gonna like this one. Law's 4 grain, but not just any one. This is their 4 grain, but this is a single barrel because I kind of wanted this.
So speaking of nerdy distilleries, these guys take it so seriously. Like everything, the highest quality possible. A lot of people say that about their whiskey. It's like, we only use the best and we do the best, and heritage and tradition and quality is the most important thing to us. These guys actually do it, and it shows up in the glass.
And this was the first 4 grain whiskey that I had that I just felt like, oh, this is what people were trying to do. 60% corn, 20% wheat, 10% rye, 10% malted barley. That is trippy.
This is interesting. It's very funky, but like,
Isn't it?
But there's like some biscuits in there.
Almost savory, like a soy type note.
It's like I'm in the Ozarks and there's a fire off in the distance, coming through the tree line.
That must be the wood impact because there's no smoke in this.
Yeah, no, like the char. It's not an oakiness. It is. There's like a burnt.
It's a burntness.
Wood.
Yeah.
A burntness. I like that. I like that touch. Let's take a sip. Oh yeah, there it is. Dense and rich, but without being overpowering. It doesn't cling, but it's full tasting. And this is their single barrel. This is 47.5%.
It's like a mushroomy tea.
Yeah, the savory note is catching me off guard here, and I'm not sure what's coming from, but it is definitely a savory direction. All right, we are gonna shift gears slightly, and we're gonna tiptoe into the smoky territory.
It's fun that you can get smoke in American whiskey.
Yeah.
Because most people think like Scotch is like that's a smoky thing. It's gonna be like a peat smoke. This is a very different angle on smokiness.
So what happened, this is COLKEGAN, who founded Santa Fe Spirits. He's an Englishman in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And he named the release as COLKEGAN, COLKEGAN. This is the classic single malt.
Whoa.
So this is a percentage
Hammy.
of mesquite barley, mesquite smoked barley, 3+ years old, new and used oak, mostly used oak, and then roughly 10 barrels or so a release. I told him which one we had. This is batch 10, and he was like, oh, that's a good one, but we're on 18 now, and it's way more interesting.
Okay.
Ooh, it just smells like ham to me.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, the
because you're
smoked
used to
ham?
mesquite smoked ham or honey baked ham.
Yep, or brown sugar.
Yeah.
And there's a campfire.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you somehow smoked a ham around
On
a
a camp, like
campfire.
rotisserie style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on. And you taste it too. It really is a honey baked ham with mesquite toasted edges.
Yeah, it's a little more fiery
Right?
for me
Very protein-y.
on the taste.
But it's a low proof, it's 46. You would never guess in a million years that was 46.
I would be a little nervous of this being cast strength.
No, we have it, and it's hefty.
I feel like it'd go good with like a pig roast.
A little bit of pig roast.
Roasting a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I need more glasses.
Yeah.
I'm the last one to say.
Did I know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're now moving to the other side of the southern U.S. We shift from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Just go right past Balcones. We head to Atlanta.
What are you doing, man?
Ruins everything.
Get Danny to buy you a neighbor.
Wheel that one.
Ooh. I'm gonna die.
What? Put that back and quit doing this game. Peer pressure. You don't have to do just because other people are doing it. Jesus.
You control what happens.
Yeah, this is your fault.
It is his
No,
fault.
it's not.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Okay.
Atlanta Distillery. Yes. ASW. These guys are sourcing and making their own stuff. This is one that they made themselves. This is a malt, but they did an unpeated barley and they mixed the mash, or they mixed the wash with the faints of their heavily peated product. Before they distilled it, they mixed an unpeated run with a peated run, just the faints, and then they distilled it again, and so you have this lightly peated, malted
It
barley.
seems like that would just give you a little accent, like you're just chipping off an angle of that peat smoke.
18 months old, at least, and released for Burns Night, the Robert Burns celebration.
Still very young, man. It's just great. It's crazy how much flavor you can get out of a young whiskey in the States.
It's 46%, but it's soft and a little thin, and then the smoke is a little ashy.
Just
It's
a little,
really thin after. That's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
especially
It's
after
accessible.
3 shots of.
Yeah. I can't really
Other
get much
things.
on the smell, honestly.
Yeah. All right, High West in Utah. These guys are widely distributed, but you can't always get Campfire, which is one of my favorites, right? And they actually have shrunk Campfire to being released, I think, in Idaho, if I'm not, in Utah, in Utah, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a blend of their stuff, MGP, and an undisclosed Scottish distillery.
Okay.
Undisclosed?
Yeah, well, they couldn't tell who it was.
Super secret.
Yeah.
It smells like Utah.
Have you been?
I've been next to Utah.
Then were you standing over the fence?
Wafting over.
I would imagine, what I would imagine Utah smells like is what this smells like.
The desert,
The
hot
desert
rock.
rocks. Yeah.
Mormon-y.
Yeah.
Mormon-y.
Smells like a glass full of Mormon.
Okay, here's the beauty of High West. These guys were blending before it was cool. These guys were one of the first in American whiskey doing really interesting, totally different products from totally different places, and then using their palates to create really magical blends.
So what I hear you saying is what Compass Box is in like the UK.
High West was doing that here in the US. That little bit of peated scotch blending in with those bourbons.
Oh, you find it on the taste.
It's on the taste. It's all on the taste.
That's almost got a meaty aftertaste too.
Gives like a backstop to these flavors. I'm getting like a smoked berries.
Absolutely, like berries and cream, but smoked.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I like that.
Absolutely. All right, and finally, we did this one last because I think it's gonna be the heftiest one, if you can believe it.
This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. NordVPN is a super secure encrypted private network that you can connect to from anywhere so people can't track your data. And it's basically you choosing where in the world you want your internet connection to privately, securely go through. So you hit the switch, you might as well be there yourself and nobody's tracking you and you're super secure and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But the real thing is all of the content that you are gated from because your internet connection from these media platforms that sees that you're not in the right country, so they're not going to show you like thousands of cool things that you could watch if you're in another country. I'm going to show you one of my favorite things. It's totally worth NordVPN just to be able to watch this. This is a new Polish docu-series I unlocked with NordVPN. It's quite good. Diver's Log number 183 Alpha. Today's the day. The rookie and I are set to embark on our trek into the dark void of the whiskey barrel. What discoveries shall we find within? Will my teammate hold up under the pressure? Only time will tell. Ready to go.
Microportal is engaged.
All right, technician hand. Are we ready for insertion? Yes. That was weird. All right, cadet, are you ready to dive deeper into the bunghole than anybody has ever gone before?
Yeah.
Stick with me, kid. The world inside a whiskey barrel is glorious.
This is gonna be so cool.
Just remember to stay close, kid. It's easy to get lost in the splendor. Where are we? This place is disgusting.
Oh God. I think I know where we are.
What?
He heard us say bunghole, right?
No. You had to have heard us say bunghole. We definitely said bunghole.
Oh my God!
Go to nordvpn.com/whiskeytribe for a huge discount on the 2-year plan and use code whiskeytribe at checkout. You're gonna get some like bonus months in there for free. So go do that and do the security thing and watch all the extra stuff. It's good.
But this is in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. This is Del Bach.
Yeah.
And these guys, this is their distiller's cut, which they do special edition releases. It's always cask strength, which in this one is 59%. This is a Madeira cask finish malt.
Okay.
With mesquited barley. 2 years old, and they do their own malt for the mesquite malt portion of the mash bill.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little muffiny.
So this,
Like a fruit muffin type of deal?
yeah, berries, heavy on the
Like a
berries.
cherry
That's the
muffin.
Madeira
Yeah, cherry
cask,
muffin.
right?
Cherry muffin.
Maple, bacon, smoked, hickory smoked bacon, dark fruit, and then that bready muffin that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's very bacony on the taste.
That's delicious, right?
This idea of getting off the beaten path of like the giant brands that you always hear about. If you want us to do more about whiskeys that are the kinds of brands that you wouldn't hear about until you're deep into the whiskey scene, let us know and maybe get an interview with a distiller.
Yeah.
If you're into that, like again, do the thumbs up and then the comment, let us know that because we can do this stuff. Like half of the people that within very short notice, half the people that you emailed, I think.
They were like, oh, hey, great, yeah, here's what we did. They told us everything.
And subscribe to if you haven't subscribed.
If they don't subscribe, they need to check their feelings and make sure that it's not because they're annoyed that we've been drinking too much Balcones.
Also berries. Just saying.
It's about 10 minutes ago, but
Sorry, I've been sitting on that for a while. You guys are talking.
So before we got started, Brianna had challenged Alex to feats of strength.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Also, Alex challenged me to an arm wrestling contest. She's gonna put it in right here.
Oh!
What's going on?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Did you tell Alex you could bench his weight?
I actually told him to probably double his weight.
How much do you weigh? Think like
Never ask a woman math. This is good. This is for real. I can do this.
How do you prepare for feats of strength?
You just stretch. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
So gonna dominate.
What's the first test of strength? Dan, can you help us get this in position for maximum face kicking? Do you regret calling the shot? Kicks to the face. Alex, bear witness for what you're in for. Wow. Alex, that connected. He's kicking it a lot more than you, Grant.
Why are you beating on the spot?
Can I use my legs?
Oh, she did it! Alex.
It's at 14.
That's
14 pounds. How about me?
Let you touch that, dude. I can't. Hell no. I think.
So I'm just
I don't think I
I'm
can.
just lay right.
No way.
Right
No
here.
way. Can't.
Lift, Alex, lift.
I can't. You lift up.
The feats are complete. We have no contest. Look at this arm.
That's embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing.
I love how we're spending time trying to prove that our editor is stronger.
Did you get hurt?
Yeah. Push the thing in.
I think you got an embolism.
Huh?
You got an embolism.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. Internal bleeding. You burst a.
Blood vessels.
Yeah. So again, you know who didn't burst a blood vessel?
Me!
Go to nordvpn.com/whiskeytribe for a big discount.